if you don't have any cash, what you got to do right now, if you're getting started, is to find resources to cash. Get those things pre-approved. Don't borrow the money right now, but get them pre-approved and park them on the shelf.
You're listening to 5 Hour Real Estate Week, where you'll learn to consistently buy real estate in only 5 hours a week. So if you're ready to invest in real estate, achieve financial freedom, and own the lifestyle you deserve, even with your job, this is the show for you. Now, here's your host, Mike Butler.
Okay, hello, fellow investors, and welcome to the 5 Hour Real Estate Week podcast. I'm Mike Butler. In today's episode, we're going to talk about, and I'm going to share with you what to do now, what you can do right now in today's market for folks that are getting started and for folks that are almost there. You know, you're almost there. You're ready to stick a fork in you. And so we're going to cover both sides here real quick. And most of this has to do with about laying a foundation. So for those of you getting started, here's what you need to focus on. This is your foundation, if you will. You got to find deals is number one. Number two, you got to be able to fund the deals is number two. And number three, you got to be able to buy the deals. So you got to have those three things, that foundation already laid before you get out there and you start making offers. And we're going to break this down. I'm going to show you how you can do this for the cheapest way, cheapest method without spending an arm and a leg and subscribing to a whole bunch of lists and all kinds of other garbage and BS. So finding deals. Old school was you had to do door knocking, driving for dollars and all this and that. Well, in today's world, here's what your foundation is that you must have. You got to have a website. Even if you have zero properties, I want you to get a website now. And you can get the number one website for real estate investors, according to Forbes magazine, the top 5 real estate tools for real estate investors. The number 2 item was the Investor Carrot website. Now, you can go to their website and get it for $69, or you can join my gold membership for $49, and you can get a free Investor Carrot website, and you get access to the video replays of my weekly free investor training series called the Power Lunches. Okay, so number one, get your website, get it up and going. You can go to mikebutler.com, click on membership, and you can get your website going. Number 2 is your business cards. Your business cards got to be effective. Old school was we'd put our name on there, we'd buy houses and put a phone number. Well, you don't want your cell phone ringing when you're in the checkout lane at the grocery store. You don't want your cell phone ringing at 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So take all that mental block that you have about this, and I want you to think in today's world, the high-tech stuff. So your business card should direct people to what? Your website. Because what's the store hours of your website? Is it Monday to Friday, banker's hours, 9 to 5? No. Your website's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even holidays, weekends, holidays, 24 hours a day. And now, if you have your business card, the marketing has an effective slogan with your company name and your website. Drive them to the website. Offer them something free, like a free report or something like that, to go there and see the 7 things before you sell your house or something like that. And so on your business card, drives them to the website, gives them something free, so they'll do it. And you drive them to the website, and guess what? They got a Buy My House easy form, simple, fill in the blanks, boom, they fill in the blanks there. They can even put photos in there. And trust me, a motivated seller, a true blue motivated seller will add photos. That's going to help you out big time. And then boom, they can do that 3:30 in the morning. They can do it 5 in the morning, 2 in the morning, doesn't matter. Holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, you never know. So websites, number 1, effective business cards, number 2. You got to have door hangers, and those are pretty cheap. Buy 1,000 of them. I don't know, maybe $50 or $60 or something like that. So when you see an abandoned house or one that's unkept, or you can scribble a message on it, put it on the door, and it works. Okay. And the whole goal is to drive them to your website. Now, we could talk about yard signs and all that, but they're not cheap. So we're not going to do yard signs yet if you're getting started. So the cheapest way to get started is to get the gold member Investor Carrot website, business cards. You can get like 1,000 of them, double-sided color, real thick for like $27, and that includes shipping. Door hangers, you can get all this at Zoo Printing, ZOOPRINTING Zoo, like the animals, zooprinting.com. And that's where I buy my business cards, door hangers, etc. So you got to find the deals. That's number one. You got to have foundation to help you do that. And that will work. That'll get you some deals or bring in some motivated sellers. Now, next, you got to fund them. Where are you going to get the money to buy these? You heard the old saying, cash is king. Well, cash is king. And I tell you what, if you can write a check and pay cash for a deal, doesn't that put you in a much stronger position than somebody that has a contingent upon ABC Bank giving me approval or blah, 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 and all that? Pay cash, close in 5, 7 days or 3 days or 2 days. Fastest deal I ever did was an hour and a half. So if you don't have any cash, what you got to do right now, if you're getting started, is to find resources to cash, get those things pre-approved. Don't borrow the money right now, but get them pre-approved and park them on the shelf so that when a deal does pop up, you can pounce on it. So what are some of those resources? Well, how about a home equity line of credit? So if you're a homeowner, you've probably got some equity, especially with the prices going up. So contact your lender, maybe your local bank or your credit union or something. Get a home equity line of credit. And what it is you just got that amount of cash that's available to you to borrow. It's not, they'll give you checks and stuff and try to pretend like it's cash, but it's a loan. It's no different than a credit card with, say, a checkbook. So set up a home equity line of credit, try to get as much as you can. Number two, a lot of folks think this is nuts, but I don't have time to get into it. Credit cards, especially those that have 0% interest, introductory rate. How about a signature loan? What's a signature loan? Well, go to your credit union, your bank. If you have decent credit, they might set you up with a signature loan. Now, I'm not saying borrow the money now, but see if they can set it up to where it's parked on the shelf and you can use that money anytime you need it. Credit unions. Credit unions, think of them as the new banks in today's market. They used to not be very investor friendly, but a lot of them are investor friendly and member friendly. Then you got the good old fashioned banks. And here's one that I learned about just a few years ago. And if you have life insurance, if it's a mutual company, don't quote me on this. I attended a presentation on this, learned about it. But if you have life insurance and it's with a mutual company or you have whole life insurance or something like that, you can actually borrow money. I don't know, 4% or something like that. You can borrow money against that life insurance policy. And so you're not going to go out and buy boats and planes and motorcycles and stuff. But if you use that money and have it available to invest in real estate, that puts you in a much more powerful position. Here's another one that's a new kid on the block. If you own stock, like we hear on TV and the news, the Dow and the NASDAQ and all this and that, which I'm dumber than a brick on. But if you own stock, what I have learned and discovered is you can go to your local bank and they will give you a loan for up to 50% of the stock's value. So that's sort of like it's a stock equity line of credit. And as the stock prices fluctuate, that little 50% LTV might fluctuate a little bit too. Think about your self-directed Roth IRAs, your 401k. Do you have money in there? You can use that to grow your IRAs. Private lenders. Now, private lenders totally different than a hard money lender. Don't use a hard money lender because they're after super high interest rates. They want to average 22% APR. So don't do that. But in today's world, interest rates are the lowest they've ever been. So see if you can't find some private lenders. A lot of them play golf. They hang out with other folks that have money. And so see if you can't identify a private lender. And their rate could be 3 or 4%, maybe 5%. That's great if you got access to it. And so funding is big. You got to have resources to cash. And if I had the opportunity, not the ability, and this is going to hurt your head, if I had a chance to borrow $1 million at 3% interest fixed for 30 years, would Mike Butler do it? All day long. Because I can take that money, as long as I make more than 3% on it, I'm making money on their money. So that's just food for thought on that one. Now, the next one is buying. You got to make offers. You got to learn how to make offers. You got to learn how to make offers efficiently using the simple one-page offer form. And I give you this guarantee, 100% guarantee, that if you don't make any offers, you're not going to get any deals. So we're almost there now. If you're not getting started and you feel like you're almost there, here's some tips on that. So restructure debt. interest rates the lowest they've ever been. So if you want to get those 20 nice rental houses paid for and do it safely in 3 to 5 years, well, let's say you got 35 or 40 of them. Well, pick your 20 that you want to keep, sell off the others now. And I call it sell off the dogs, okay? But sell off the ones that will allow you to pay off those 20 nice rental houses, and you're set for life. And then you can focus on growing your Roth IRA, your health savings account, and your education CISA accounts for your kids and your grandkids. So that's it for today's episode. We'll see you on the next one. Adios.
Glad you joined us for another episode of 5 Hour Real Estate Week. The best thing you can do now is put this information to action. To help you get started, Mike created a free resource for you called How to Buy 50 Houses a Year, Even with Your Job. Download it now by going to mikebutler.com/50 houses. And we'll see you on the next episode.